going on?
Thank you so much.
Feel like $1 million.
Shout out TMZ, you up?
Let me check out that rig.
TMZ stands for the Mayweather Zone.
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
I love my TMZ family.
Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock with my guy, as always, Mojo Mutati. Mojo, NFL season is here. We got a bunch of games coming up, Mojo. Friday, and of course, a full slate on Sunday. Now, on Friday, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, going to be taking on the Chargers in Brazil, Mojo. And obviously, with the game being in another country, the Chiefs, along with Travis Kelce, they traveled to South America, Mojo. They landed in Sao Paulo at the airport there. And if you thought, Mojo, that Travis Kelce was only popular in the United States, well, that's not the case. The dude's a big star. Watch this. So there they are, Mojo. It's a lot of screaming. That's really all you hear. But they are really excited to see the Chiefs. And I think even more so than Patrick Mahomes, it's about Travis Kelce.
Babcock, what was that? Can you, what sound were they making again? Thank you. That's how I want to start this show today. Hey, that's awesome, right? You're going to a different country where you're not sure how they're going to feel about the game. You don't know if it's going to be crickets, if it's going to feel like you're playing ball, back at Arrowhead. Boom, you show up and that's what's waiting for you the second you get off the plane. That is fantastic. I can actually weigh in on this one firsthand, Babcock. 10 years in the WWE, when we would travel to other countries, man, it was just absolute madness. It was almost like they were just so much more hyped up than the American fans who essentially are used to us, right? So we're not as special. You go over to there, I mean, how often are they really getting games in Brazil, right?
Not often.
Best case scenario once a year. And then which team's it going to be? So the odds of them being able to see Travis Kelce, this legitimately might be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So they are going to go absolutely bananas over this. So it's just pretty cool to see, man. And it goes to show you, too, the NFL's partnerships going overseas. It shows why these things work out, right? It shows why they are going to these other places to help develop the markets. They want football. We're giving it to them. It's great for everybody, except for maybe the players on those long flights. Yeah,
Mojo. And I agree with you that these players, and look, there's a lot of star players on the Chargers, on the Chiefs. They got a really good game here. I don't love the idea that it's week one. I would have liked for either the Chargers or the Chiefs fans to have a home game. And obviously, some fans will get to travel overseas, but a majority won't get to see this thing in person. But look, the NFL is a business, and they make more money than anybody else. Now, Mojo, as the Chiefs are in Brazil now, as the Chargers are as well, the team's obviously getting on the practice fields, trying to sort of, get back in the flow of things. It's been some time since they played a preseason game here, and we're about to play this thing for real here, week one. Look at that jersey, Mojo. I don't think whoever made the jerseys or was handing out the jerseys got the notice that Mr. Kelce has lost some weight, Mojo. Of course, last year, some people said that he went into the season, he was a little bit bigger, that Travis had put on some weight. Maybe it was the relationship with Taylor Swift and he was working out less. Well, we talked about the fact that he had been working out a bunch during the offseason. Remember, he was in Florida at that fancy home, Mojo, and he was working out. And I think it's clear that, yes, that in fact is the case because that jersey there is swimming on him. He has lost weight. He's much leaner than he was going into last year.
Yeah, maybe that's part of his strategy. Maybe he's listening to the critics. Maybe he tried to slim down for T Swift there, Babcock, ahead of the big engagement, knowing that those photos are absolutely going to live forever. I mean, if you're asking me, that's what it is, right? Yes. I mean, that's got to be what it is. But even from last year, if you're talking about him being bigger, reporting to camp out of shape, I don't mind when guys report to camp slightly out of shape. It is a long season. You don't want to report to camp in your peak when your body's beat to hell from trying to show up like that. I mean, you gotta ease into these things, right? This is a team that makes it to the playoffs. They expect to win Super Bowls every single year. He's going to get there. If he decided he wanted to be a little bit bigger going in, honestly, if you're asking me that, I think that's part of his strategy. Maybe he wanted to be a little stronger on the field. He wanted to focus a little bit more on blocking. Weight makes a huge difference for that. So, I mean, especially with a sport that isn't based on aesthetics, you report to camp in the condition you need to be. And for some, that might mean getting fatter. I mean, it does for linemen.
Yeah, no, I agree, Mojo, especially when you're 35 years old. And like you said, to your point, the Chiefs have every single season, they play extra football games because they're always making a deep run in the playoffs. So at this point, the guys who have been on the team for a long time, like Patrick and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones and all those guys, they've essentially played a full other regular season because of all those playoff games. So, bottom line, he looks really good, and I think he's ready to go. And he wants to show people that last year was a little bit of a down year for a guy that many people think is the greatest tight end of all time. If it's not Rob, then it's probably Travis. So, they're excited for that game tomorrow, Mojo. Now, before we move on, I want to show you this. As the guys came off the football field, off the practice field, Travis Kelce and his quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, they sat down with the local press as well as some of the press that traveled from the States. And, well, I don't want to talk about exactly what was said, Mojo, but I do want you to hear Travis Kelce's best impression of his quarterback.
We've had a plan for this all summer long, and now we're just ready to play football again.
Travis, what was last night like at the airport?
Oh, man, it was crazy. Wow. It was a lot of fun seeing all the fans there. And
he had that one coming for telling everybody I didn't know where Brazil was on the map. It's an exciting time. You get to hang out around the guys and the team, and this is something that we'll all remember. So you're just kind of in the moment and excited to play some football tomorrow, but just enjoying the process of experiencing new things with the guys.
Coming up next on TMZ Sports, WNBA star Angel Reese has a message for her teammates just days after blasting them in the newspaper. We'll hear from Angel. That's next. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, Angel Reese giving a mea culpa to her teammates after she was a bit critical of the organization and of said teammates during a recent interview that she gave to the Chicago Tribune. So Angel Reese had a good season. The Sky Mojo have had an awful season. They are 10-30. They actually got a rare win last night. Now, after the game is when Angel Reese ends up issuing this apology here. Now, if you missed these comments originally, you can go to the TMZ Sports website. We've got them in their entirety here. But this was the gist of what she said, Mojo. I'm not settling for the same bleep we did this year. We have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. And Mojo, she continues on and on, talks about how she wants them to get winning players, before ultimately saying this: I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I am here, I'm going to try and stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that as much as I can. There was what she said, Mojo. So they play last night, they get the win. After the game, Angel Reese, as she does, she meets with the media, where she is then asked about those comments, and, well, she wanted to clarify.
I don't think I'm frustrated. I probably am frustrated myself right now. I think the language is taken out of context, and I really didn't intentionally mean to put down my teammates because they've been through this with me throughout the whole year. They've busted their ass just how I busted my ass. They showed up for me through thick and thin and in the locker room when nobody could see anything. So I would apologize to my teammates, which I already have, about the article and how it was misconstrued, about what was said. And I just have to be better with my language because I know it's not the message, it's the messenger, and understanding what I say can be taken any kind of way. So I just have to really be better and grow from this.
I don't know how you misconstrue that, Mojo. It sounds pretty damn straightforward to me, but I mean, tell me if I'm
that's
wrong.
what I was about to say, Babcock. I mean, that was pretty blunt. I don't know how you could possibly misconstrue that in anyway. I mean, it was right there. She pretty much said, my teammates suck, and if we don't get better ones, I'm out of here. I mean, she pretty much said that, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are we misconstruing here? I mean,
Right.
apologizing to your teammates. You got to do that. Even if you meant that, you got to do that, right? Or do you?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of player you want to be? You're new in your career, right? You're the most famous person on your team. People may argue if you're the best player on the team. Are you the leader of the team? Those are separate conversations. But there's no doubting that she is the most talked about person on the team, right?
Yeah.
She's bringing a lot of eyeballs. And from a business perspective, she probably is the most valuable person on the team.
Yeah.
What kind of player do you want to be? How do you want the rest of your career to go? What kind of leadership are you trying to demonstrate here? Are you going to be the person that sticks around and tries to elevate your program to championship caliber? Are you going to be the person just that tries to follow the trophy around everywhere and you just go to a place where there's already a great team around you that allows you to lean on them and pick up a win? That's not the player I would want to be personally. I always respect the guys more that stick it out in the cities and the franchises that treat them well, that have a good relationship. That way, when they actually do win one, it means more. But I certainly can understand the frustration, and I certainly can see places where you might want to call out your teammates, right?
Yeah.
Let everybody know, hey man, myself included, we all suck. We got to do better, else none of us deserve to don this jersey here. I just think there's a better way you can do it.
Coming up next on TMZ Sports, Conor McGregor wants to be president of Ireland. He is very serious, and now the MMA superstar is making his case to the people. We'll show it to you next on TMZ Sports.
There ain't kids who run for office.
Maybe. Who knows?
Is that like a dream for you, dude?
I know they're shaking in their boots anyway.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports. Mike and Mojo. Mojo, that was, of course, Conor McGregor in 2018 telling us here at TMZ Sports for the first time that he actually had some interest in running for political office. And I think at the time, Mojo, this guy's the biggest MMA star in the world. You say to yourself, I don't know if he's serious or not. Well, it turns out, is very serious, Mojo, because Conor McGregor is making a plea to people in Ireland to get behind him and support him in his quest to run for the presidency. Now, a little bit different than here in the States, Mojo, as we watch Conor McGregor, who was actually at the White House a month or so ago with Donald Trump, Mojo, doing the Billy Walk in the White House. Cool moment for Conor McGregor. That's not the presidential house that he is looking to occupy, though. Again, he wants to run in Ireland. He needs a little bit of help to get on that ballot, Mojo. He needs some support for some local politicians. But what would also help him was support from the Irish people. So Conor McGregor, he releases a video early this morning, Mojo. He was actually in front of or outside of the Department of Taoiseach, and he had a message to his supporters. Watch this.
Good morning, citizens of Ireland. I'm here today outside the office of the Taoiseach in Taoiseach, where we are over 200 days into the formation of current government. In these times, this government has cost us our peace of mind, our security, our hope for the future, and the general well-being of Irish citizens nationwide has decreased dramatically. Today, Ireland, I am outside these gates of these appointed officials, but as your head of state, you empower me to enter these buildings on your behalf. A president face-to-face with government officials with only one priority: to ensure that the country our founding fathers gave their life for is strictly adhered to on behalf of its citizens. Ireland, under my tenure, the will of the people will be heard.
But there it is, Mojo. Does it work is the question.
Well, no. No, it's not going to work. I mean, he's got to know it's not going to work, right? Everyone's got to know it's not going to work yet. Not now, at least, right?
Yeah.
I can't possibly see this happening, but hey, who knows? I mean, again, years ago, probably a lot of people wouldn't have thought Donald Trump would be president. Here he is in his second term. So I don't know. Conor McGregor's a big personality. I mean, at one point he was one of the most beloved sports figures on the planet. There's been a lot of mishaps that have happened recently that maybe have turned some fans on him, but he is still a global megastar, and time does right a lot of wrongs. So in the future, this could potentially be a thing, right? He's got a lot of fame. I think he's got a lot of money, especially after selling his whiskey label. So he can put some resources behind it. I don't know, Babcock. For me, maybe it's a publicity stunt, right? He's getting a lot of eyeballs, a lot of impressions on him at all the times, which of course you can monetize that extremely well. Maybe there's something else that he's working on behind the scenes that this coincides with, something that we might be finding out about in a year, maybe two. I don't know, but I don't see this happening right now. Usually when you want to go the political route, you got to take years in that acclimation period. He's got to go from transitioning his brain over from MMA to politics. And these are, I mean, hey, maybe politics is even nastier of a dogfight than MMA is, but it's certainly a different world that you have to do an entirely set of different training for. But I just don't see this happening. I don't mind seeing these promos. It's entertaining, but I don't think it happens.
Yeah, Mojo, it's fun to watch. There was actually a poll that came out a couple of months ago where they asked some people in Ireland, citizens, would you support this guy? And he got really dismal numbers, something like 7%. On the positive side, if you want to try to find the silver lining here, I can remember back now, and it's 10 years, but I remember back Donald Trump, he was getting no support at first. And it's funny, when the support starts and they start to get behind you, it can happen fast. But bottom line, Mojo, he has got a heck of a mountain to climb here if Conor McGregor wishes to even make this somewhat of a possibility, as much of a long shot as it is right now. He's only 37 years old, though. If it doesn't happen this next election, perhaps sometime down the road. He seems to be serious. Stay tuned. Coming up next on TMZ Sports, NBA star Baron Davis, part of the Dancing with the Stars cast. Who did the former NBA All-Star hit up for advice? He'll tell us next.
On the TMZ Celebrity Tour, we've seen huge stars like Kevin Hart, Ben Affleck, The Rock, and Jamie Foxx. Buses depart daily from the Hard Rock Cafe in Hollywood, so head to TMZTour.com and book your tickets for the TMZ Celebrity Tour.
Welcome back to TMZ Sports, Mike and Mojo. Mojo, athletes have always done super well on Dancing with the Stars, and there's a former NBA star who is really hoping that trend continues, because Baron Davis, the longtime NBA pro who was a two-time All-Star, is part of the season 34 cast, Mojo. Baron is going to join the likes of Alex Earl, Robert Irwin, Jordan Childs, and a bunch of other stars from all the different walks of life, Mojo. A lot of different industries represented here on the show. But like I said, the athletes have done really well, Mojo. Look to the past. Emmitt Smith won the show. Hines Ward, Donald Driver. Fine, those are three football players, but basketball players have done pretty well, too. Iman Shumpert, as a matter of fact, did pretty well, Mojo. He was on season 30, and he won the show, just like those other guys. So this week, Mojo, or recently, I should say, we ran into Baron Davis in New York City, and we asked him, speaking of Iman, you guys know each other, you hit him up for any advice?
We gotta ask you, what's your signature move? What's your signature move? Can we get
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you get any advice from Iman Shumpert? I know he
FaceTime me this morning.
No way.
I gotta have a conversation. Me and him, we gonna do some note taking. I talked to his coach, and he told me I had an incredible coach in Britt. Britt is amazing. This is Britt right here. Britt just got married.
I know that.
She just had an incredible wedding. So she coming off a high. I'm coming off of sitting on my butt on the couch. We're gonna make it.
I have a question. How hard has it been?
Please, we've been here since 4.
Working a whole different set of muscles.
We've been here since 4.
And muscles that you never.
Please, we just want to
as a basketball player, you're like, I never felt a muscle in my foot or a muscle in my ankle.
So there you go, Mojo. He did hit him up for advice.
Of course, he's got to hit them up for advice. If they're buddies, they come from the same sport, they're going into something new. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of questions. You need to know what the training's like. What kind of cardio do I need to train for here? Because that's the thing. You've seen these dances. The cardiovascular element is a severely underrated component of what it takes to be successful here. These dances are crazy. I mean, they are breaking it down. They're out there breakdancing, doing their thing. You got to be in incredible shape in order to pull all this. Hey, maybe you need to do yoga, get flexible.
Yeah. Is that Mojo? Is that why the athletes have done so well? Just because they are obviously in incredible shape for the most part?
That's got to be the reason, right? I mean, look at it. Look how physically demanding it is. If you come from another walk of life, a different form of celebrity, I'm not sure that prepares you for this unless you were a dancer before this. Perhaps, a gymnast is an athlete too, but, I don't know. Like, what, you're going to be an actor and you come in and reading lines and making, being emotional on your face? Like, what's that going to do? I mean, I don't know, man. The athletes got to have the leg up here. So that's definitely why they're doing well. Basketball's got the number right now, but football's shown out in the past too. But either way, this is a lot of fun, Babcock. It's a really, really cool opportunity for all people involved, especially for the athletes too. This is an audience that is completely dissimilar to what they're used to. So it's good to get your name out there in different circles, have a lot of fun while doing it. I'm sure there's some prize money involved that ain't too bad either.
And the Mirrorball trophy, Mojo, most importantly. All right, Mojo, we are out of time. I'll tell you what, NFL season's here. We got a bunch to talk about, bunch of football to break down, Mojo. Tomorrow's going to be great.
That's right, Babcock. It'll be the best show since today.
I'm a lawyer.